Hey there friends, this is Grace and welcome to the first process video of my latest 10 handmade cards, 1 homemade kit. And this is going to be really fast. I did mention in the beginning or when I presented the products that I was going to use that I feel like I was going to divide this into more than 2 videos, but I ended up just doing 2 videos. And I think that is because a lot of these cards are going to be less than 10 minutes to make. As you can see, I've sped up this video a lot. I think it's 4 times because it's pretty much self-explanatory, but I will still go through them all. So I cut that background piece just a little bit smaller than my A2 size card base. And then I did cut the 3x4 scrapbook card and then a piece of scrap green paper in squares, and I'm going to layer that on top of each other. Now I have a nesting die, but it doesn't have stitch details on it, and so I just use my tracing wheel and a ruler to create that. I gotta say, the lines on the blue, it's not really showing just because it's a dark color, but it does have a little bit of detail if you look at it in real life, and I like it that way. Now, I have made my card bases already with the cardstock that I showed you in the first video, and I made sure that all of them are A2 size card, and I was just auditioning which one would look best with this dark colored one. And at first I was thinking maybe I can do the same green like that frame that I have, but I just went with the white because I think that makes the wreath paper stand out a little bit more. And then I used a die cut that says Merry Christmas and finished it off with some rhinestones. I will be adding some glimmer mist to the die cut, and then that will be card number 1. Like I said, these ones are, I'm just going to break down the cards into 2 videos, but they are less than 10 minutes to make. Now, that doesn't mean that it took me like 10 minutes to prep them as well. A lot of the prepping and the work came before I started creating my cards. I would say from start to finish, putting the kit together, doing all the die cuts, doing all of the heat embossing, all of the stamping, I would say it took maybe close to 4 hours. The creating after I have, made my plans and did my sketches, only took me 2 hours to create the whole 10 cards. So I feel pretty happy about that. So if you are pressed with time and looking to create, maybe, divide your time into blocks and do them assembly line so you can make it faster. Now, with this one, I really like that star paper. I thought that it was a really nice backdrop for my little town or cityscape, whatever that's called. And I did cut that out of a glittered cardstock. And then I added some paper on the bottom. And then it just seemed like it was floating because there was no definition between the star paper and that pattern paper on the bottom. And so I added some just silver paper. It's a really thin line of silver paper in between that, just to kind of give it a definition in between. Now this one is going to be very similar to card number 2, but I did use a blue cardstock for that cityscape. And then I had pre-cut that cheers, and I did cut that a few times so that it will be layered. I cut that in gold, or just kind of copper gold, and then I cut it in like a silver glitter one. And so I decided that I will do the copper, I guess I shouldn't say copper gold because that's 2 different colors, but the more coppery shiny paper. And then I did the blue one, and I'm going to put a silver paper, or yeah, a silver line underneath that. And this is something too that I want to do again in the future, is to find papers like this where there's kind of an ombre look already, so that it takes away from the time of me having to do the blending in the background. Don't get me wrong, I like the blending as well, but sometimes we are pressed with time but we still want to create. So maybe this is another way for us to kind of just cut that time that we would have if we had to make our own background. So I like these kinds of papers, and I will definitely have to look for more of this in the future. And then I did pre-stamp and heat emboss that Christmas greetings on the bottom. I stamped that onto like a leftover paper from one of those 12 by 12s that I had made card bases for. And then there's, some leftovers from that. And I stamped and heat embossed a bunch of them. So I just have, I could just pick and choose when I am already creating. Now, another thing that I did was I pre-stamped and heat embossed the ornaments stamp set. And then I cut them out as well. And so I'm going to show you 3 of them in card number 4. But I'm going to start off first with this 6 by 4 scrapbook card, and I trimmed it down just a tad so that it will be a good front for my card base. And then I'm just additioning the ornaments that I want to be put in here. At first I was thinking, well, maybe I can do a mix match of the silver sorry, of the silver and not the silver, but the skinny one and the circle ones. But I ended up liking the same kind of style on there. Granted, they're different colors, but I like the same style but different color. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would I have been able to pull off like these skinny ones with the circle ones, or did I do okay putting these 3 together? So I just used my pen to create a string and going from the top. And then now I'm auditioning, trying to figure out, okay, what do I want to go as my sentiment? Initially, I thought about those stickers because they are easy to just put in there, but I felt like they were a little too small for it. And then the other Merry Christmas one, the bigger one, it just seemed like the font did not match the card style that I'm looking for. And I apologize for the water running. I am in my bedroom right now, and my daughter decided to take a shower at this very moment. But anyways, moving on. So I did mat that with some paper. I believe I used some red paper just to kind of tie in with the background and also with the red of the ornament. So this is going to be my 5th card and the last that you will see in this process video. I have to tell you, this is, if not my favorite, one of my favorites in the batch that I created. And this one took a little bit of time to do, but I really like the result of it. So I just used one ornament stamp, but I stamped it in 5 different colors. These are the colors that I used: peacock feathers, cracked pistachio, mustard seed, spiced marmalade, and picked raspberry. And I just love the look of it. And I definitely want to redo this. Maybe not with ornaments, but you can definitely like pick a shape, any shape, and just create kind of a rainbow effect of it onto your paper. And I really, when I was done with this, I was tickled pink. Is that even the word? But I was just so happy at how it all turned out, and I love it. And it's I feel like it's a different vibe than your normal Christmas card or holiday card. It's not your typical red and green, or even the blues and the like dark very sophisticated colors of some of the Christmas collections that I've seen in the past. And as you can see, it didn't take a long time to stamp all of them. You saw me from start to finish stamping it. Granted, this video is sped up, but it didn't take too long. And so now, because I have that space in the kind of center right, I am going to put my sentiment there just because, so I can fill up that space. And I am going with the cheers, and I did just use some spray adhesive on that just to make that adhere. And then I'm going to go and pick kind of a secondary sentiment for this, and I'm going to go with, I think, Holiday Wishes is what I am going to go for. And then I decided to use my glimmer pen, or my shimmer pen rather, and then just add shimmers to the ornaments. And I have to brush off onto my background piece before I move on to the next color, just so that I don't mix the different colors. And that's it. So those are my cards for this particular video. Make sure that you like, hit subscribe, and watch out for the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys another day. Bye.